Hello, my Sagittarians. Welcome to your monthly reading for the month of November. And we're going to jump in here and start off with pulling a card from our chakra reading cards. And this is going to just represent what the creator wants you to know, like overall for the month of November. It can be the overall theme or the overall energies or just whatever the creator wants you to give you a heads up on for November. So creator, for our Sagittarians, what would you like them to know for November, please? Okay, I feel like this is the one right here. Make some room for those. Okay. And you have the psychic development. Ooh, very awesome. So definitely going to be working on opening up your third eye and your awareness. And it's a beautiful time to do that, especially with all the gratitude and thankfulness that's going to be going on, at least sometime during November, right? Before Black Friday, we're always thankful for what we have. And then we go into trying to see what we want and what we think we don't have and what we need at a very good price. All right, but this is the third eye chakra that it's focusing on. And it says, you have called upon this card today as it is a powerful time to develop your psychic abilities. Connecting to our psychic awareness is like having an extra sense. People often refer it to as the sixth sense, of course. Everyone is psychic, including you, and now it is time for you to deepen your psychic abilities. You could possibly have a lineage of psychic ancestors, as this gift can be handed down through your bloodline. There are four main ways we can connect to our psychic abilities: through vision, hearing, knowing, and feeling. And these senses are like muscles, so the more you work with them, the stronger they become. There's usually one sense that comes more naturally to you than the others, and you're encouraged to focus on it. This card is a reflection that it is time to start flexing your psychic muscle to discover new wisdom for yourself and others. It'd be a great time to attend a workshop to assist you, to read some books, listen to some podcasts, whatever medium suits. And it's time to dive in. As you grow in your abilities, you'll receive an abundance of wisdom, love, and guidance to enjoy and to share with others. Pulling this card could also mean that you've been working on your psychic abilities and you're encouraged to keep going, as the answers for you at this time will come through your connection to your higher self. This is such a powerful time of development and learning. Make sure you take the time to honor and nurture your gifts and this process. And the affirmation for this card is, I am deeply connected to my intuition and reclaim my psychic gifts now. And if you don't like the word psychic, which, that's a buzzword that's been used for a while. But if you look at it as like your soul gift, we're all born, as humans, but we all have this higher self of who we really are, which is that powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. And it's limitless. It has so many abilities. It has so many ways of channeling that love energy and all that information and all that knowledge through our human self. And so, everyone is a channel for the unconditional love energy of the creator. Everyone has the ability to connect to the higher world because that's who you are. We just veil ourselves when we come down here to experience this humanness without remembering that we're these mighty, powerful, limitless beings, because we tried that before. I feel like one of our human civilizations, when it first came about, was we came down fully aware and we were like, this is fun, but I already know what's all going to happen. We didn't feel all these fear emotions because you have nothing to fear when you remember you're this mighty, powerful being, right? So a couple civilizations, like when we started to veil a little bit of ourselves and a little more to where it was exciting. And then we're like, oh my God, what if we just forget who we totally are for a while we're here? And so we choose before we come down here when we're going to reconnect. And some people want to experience a full life of no connection to their higher self. And that's totally okay, because everyone eventually reconnects when they leave this human body. This is a rental car we turn in, right? So all that to say that everyone has this ability to channel and has so many gifts. And if you want to connect, then you just start focusing on your higher self, develop that relationship and that connection with your higher self, because that clears away that veil, that clog. It's like sobering up from a amnesia drug. The more you focus and you intend to wake up, the faster you wake up. And so, just know that you are very powerful, and whatever gifts you want to focus on. And like I said, some come naturally to this character we've chosen to play here, based on like a lot of your astrology and a lot of the makeup of the avatar that we are. When we choose to be born at a certain time in our lives, you have all the planets giving you different things. Like for me, I have like 5 planets in Pisces, not my sun, but my moon, my Venus, and my Mercury, some others. And I have a couple other planets in water. So I have like a ton of water, which is really opens up the channel, to hear a lot. And so it's like I chose to be able to connect very quickly and very openly to the other side for whatever I chose to experience during this lifetime. Doesn't mean other lifetimes I might have been an ogre and just didn't have any spiritual connection whatsoever. And there's no comparison, because you chose what you chose for your journey here. But just know that you do have the ability, and so don't think of yourself as less than or on that equal to that. Just know that you have the ability to grow your soul abilities, no matter if it's flowing love energy for healing, or knowledge from the other side, or reading cards, or whatever kind of channel you want to be of that unconditional love. You get to do it uniquely anyway. All right, enough of that. We also, during these monthly readings, I take a tarot deck, at least I have up to this point, and I split out the major arcana from the 4 suits of the minor arcana. And the major arcana here, represents, like this card here, just what the creator wants to know overall for the month. I'll talk about the minor arcana here in a moment, but this is just more information on what the creator wants you to know about, just overall information. So just give these a little shuffle here. All right, so for our Sagittarians, what else do you want them to know about their beautiful awakening of the spirit gifts? I love it. What else? Okay, this is the one right here. Yep. So you got the star. The star. Beautiful. So this definitely is about connecting to your higher self, the bright, shiny star that you really are. And so definitely you can see how this is, it's very similar to Aquarian energy, where you bring these living waters and those messages. You bring the water that quenches people's thirst, and it also brings this beautiful energy of understanding what you're thirsting for. You're told all your fulfillment lies out here in the external world through relationships of some sort, or situations of some sort, or possessions of some sort, or combination of all that. And what this does is it shows you how you just take a sip of this beautiful unconditional love energy, and you realize how quenching that is compared to all the stuff out here, which if it quenched you at all, it was very temporary and very quick. You were thirsty again and even more thirsty. So I love this, the star, in connecting to yourself. In fact, you can even see the star here. So it's even like a foretelling of yourself that you knew you were being called to recognize your true higher being that you are. So we'll, of course, dig more into these. And as we go into the minor arcana, each of the 4 suits represent 4 different areas of your life, and or 4 different parts of your beingness here. We're going to start off with the wands, which is the fire element. And for this reading, it represents your spiritual self. So we'll ask the Creator what they want you to know about your spiritual adventure during the month, which I think we already have a big idea, but we'll see what else the Creator wants you to know for our Sagittarians for the month of November. Okay, here we go. Yeah, makes sense. So you got the 4 of Wands, and Wands are about your spiritual side, like your spiritual energy. And it also, represents your drive, your ambition, your passions, your aha inspirations. And the 4, of course, is this, like when you have a table with 4 solid legs, you have a very solid foundation. And so, this also kind of represents like this joyous, celebratory type of energy as well. So it's definitely, when you connect to this beautiful star side of yourself, it's definitely going to be cause for this beautiful flow of energy within you, because you're just like opening up the floodgates. And so you're just going to feel that emotional connection to the other side. And when you do that, that's why I love doing readings, because when I reach out to connect, to get messages, I feel the energy of the other side. And so, you just feel this joy, this unconditional love, almost giddy when you do it. And this is what that card represents for me, for you, for this month, is that you just get this giddy, joyous, solid foundation from within. You just feel this wholeness and confidence that you haven't felt in your lifetime yet. And so this is a beautiful awakening of that beautiful energy that you have inside. We're also going to get some clarification here from these energy oracle. We'll see what else the Creator wants you to know about your spiritual adventure in the month of November. One more time. Because the outside stuff that, like I was talking about, that, you're told to define yourself by and to quench yourself with, all that stuff is unstable, right? Because people change or pass away. Situations never stay the same. Or, things, of course, break or are stolen, burned down, or they deteriorate over time. So all those things are unstable. And so when we are defining our worth or thinking that's what's going to make us whole, we feel unstable because all that is unstable. But when you turn to the star that you are inside and you connect and you let that love, that you feel that unconditional love of the Creator, of Spirit, of all those beings, of unconditional love and light on the other side, you feel stable, because that is stable. It's eternal, where this is all temporary, right? And it also is unconditional, which means no conditions to have it, no conditions to lose it. Where out here, that's totally conditional love. You never know from one second to the next whether you're going to be loved or not, because someone ate something and they don't feel good and they're blaming you, and suddenly you don't feel loved, right? It's unstable. But this stable love on the inside. Okay, they wanted to add that, so there you go. And then what else, Creator, do you want our Sagittarians to know about their spiritual adventure during the month of November? Yep, some of you will have birthdays this month, so happy birthday to you that have a sun sign in Sagittarius. Yep, and you got strategy number 21. And I love the 2 and 1 is 3, so this is really about also creativity. And as you connect to this beautiful energy, of course, because the creative force of the creators on the other side, when you attach to your higher self, you just get all this knowledge, all this creativity that comes through. And where there didn't seem to be a way, you suddenly see different possibilities and different options, and that changes your strategy about where you're going to go in life and how, because before you're like, well, that's blocked, I can't go there, so I'm going to have to go this way and do this and this and this, and maybe eventually I can get back to there. Whereas when you connect to your higher self, you have that higher viewpoint, you're like, oh, just take a step to the left and then another left and you're there. Wow. So it's that kind of information that you can get. And this is about making a plan. So the card shows this pen, this journal, a compass, and a key. And when you receive this card, it indicates that this is the optimum time for setting up a very specific strategy for achieving your goals. So write about the direction you want to go in. Consider any potential change in course that may be needed. Be aware of the particulars regarding your goals and have some conscious plan in mind. Structure the short-term goals needed to make your long-term goal a reality. And this card is also telling you to spend some time setting things in order. It's time to take full control, add thought to action, and set your sights on the road ahead. So definitely, I think, there's an affirmation for this card too. It says, I plan the necessary steps to achieve my goals, and I'm willing to take action in that direction. I'm flexible, persistent, and prepared. So I love that. So definitely, like we're talking about with this connection, with your expanding your awareness and your connection to your third eye vision, your spiritual vision, you're able to look at things in a wholly different way. And even your end goals change too, because when you connect to your higher self, you suddenly realize what you're passionate for instead of what you were told you were supposed to be passionate for. This is your dream. And you're like, okay. When you're younger, you take it on. This is my dream. I'll take this. And you're like, why am I not excited about this dream? Well, it's because it's not your dream. It was someone else's dream for you. So as you connect to this higher place, you also find this beautiful awareness as you stop listening to those loud noises of fear from the outside, and you connect to these whispers of love from above, and then you find your passion. And then you go, okay, this is my adjusted course, and what am I going to do to get there? So I love it. So we're going to move from the spirit into the physical plane, which is the pentacles. It's the earth element. So this is going to be what the creator wants you to know about your physical adventures. That's the characters that are on stage with you outside of yourself, and whatever situations are out there or possessions, including your body. It's all that physical stuff out there I was talking about. What's that physical world? What does the creator want you to know about this physical world for November for our Sages? What do you want them to know, creator? Okay, that's the one right there. Yep, got the Page of Pentacles. And that's a lovely card for you, because the Page of Pentacles, there's two things that the card brings for this reading. The first is a page is a messenger. So you're going to be getting messages from the outside world coming in addition to the inside world that you're getting from the psychic world. You're also going to be getting some specific messages from the outside. So perk up your ears and keep your eyes wide open, because you are going to be getting messages, signs, and all that from the outside, as well as hearing, you, depending on what you're wanting, you might hear things audibly. But if you're not wanting to do that, don't worry, they won't surprise you and have an audible voice come and make you poop your pants. It's however you want. So usually you're probably empathic. You're going to feel messages. You're going to feel information, or information will drop into your brain. But this is about signs and confirmations coming from the outside world to you. The other thing is a page is like a child, a younger feeling. And so this energy that comes with this card is like when you're young, before you get all those expectations coming from the outside world, before your dreams are popped, when they're like, that's not realistic, you can't be, a clown forever. You need to have something that backs it up. So you can be a clown on the side, but your dream needs to be this, So your dream is, burst, little bubble is burst later. But this is talking about before that happens, when you have this young energy where you're like, anything can happen. Possibilities are endless. I could do anything. Anything could happen. So instead of having this narrow way of this is how my dream has to come and this is the only way it can happen, this is like blowing it wide open, saying with all this that's happening, you're seeing all these possibilities out in the world that you felt were, not there before. So that's beautiful, and that makes total sense with everything that's going on. We're also going to pull a card here from the Angels and Ancestors Oracle and just see what else the Creator wants you to know about your physical adventure. All right, Creator, what else do you want our Sagittarians to know about their physical world in the month of November? You got Trader. So exchange energy to create abundance. And so definitely all this energy that's coming in. And I love how he has his hand on his heart. So, I really feel like your outside world, when you discover this passion that's in your heart, that which makes your heart sing, this is all about letting that energy flow out of you, and you're creating these things which, create abundance. And I was talking about this abundant feeling here, definitely as you're making this new plans for this new way, not, making all these plans to make other people's dreams for you come true, but the dream that is for you. I really feel like this is that emphasis, and you're just like, it doesn't feel like work for you anymore. And there's this belief here about, well, no one would exchange, pay me for doing what I love. And that's something that you can get beyond, because this is telling you that it's an energy exchange is what it is. For some people, what they're going to give you is money, right? And that's their energy. That's the only thing that they're able to give you for your life, right? To help that, because what you give, and then you can receive as well. And there's this important message here for you that, again, believing and having all these possibilities open up. Don't limit the possibilities, thinking no one would pay for that. Your belief in that is what, grows that lack feeling. The more you focus on that, then the more that grows. But if you focus on going, the Creator is the one who brings me my abundance. And when I do what I love and I let, the Spirit flow through me, and I have this, I'm sharing unconditional love with the world in my own unique way, expressing the passion of my life, people will pay for it. You'll get abundance. Our abundance comes from the Creator anyway, not from all the middlemen. So when you believe the Creator is the source of your abundance, then when you express that energy out to the world and express your love, that unconditional love, you will get abundance that will come in. So, you just take it a day at a time, a day at a time, a day at a time. And let me read from the book here too. Oh, open right to it. So it says, make connections and exchange information, talents, or support. So the Trader brings the lesson and energy of exchange. When he appears, he could represent an opportunity to exchange talents, whatever they may be, in order to expand. Or it could be about the exchange of energies that come from the universe. Yeah, like we were talking about. or both. For example, if you're a creative person or consider yourself creative, when you share your talents, you are giving them. And when you do so, the universe will give you more in order for you to share more. It's all a beautiful cycle. So you give, you receive more from the universe. You give more, you receive even more from the universe. I love it. So the trader also reminds you to be open and honest and act with integrity in your exchanges, because doing something to get something will only lead to challenges. So yeah, it's not this expectations, right? You don't like, well, I'm going to give this because then I'll get this. It's like, I want to give this because I want to be of service and give to the world, right? The extended message for this says the universe operates under the law of cause and effect and is always looking to return to a natural state of balance. So if you are lacking in the feelings of abundance at this time, you're being invited to share your time, your gifts, and your understanding with others. If you're frustrated because something isn't unfolding in your life, instead of asking yourself, what can you get? Ask what you can give. Love it. The exchange of energy doesn't necessarily mean financial energy. It can also be about supporting in order to feel supported. So if you've been holding back with your offerings, now is the time to change that. Allow yourself to be open, honest, and vulnerable. This can prepare you to open up to even greater opportunities in the coming days, weeks, and months. Yep, that's it. Perfect. So I love that about that exchange of energy, making sure you express yourself and let that energy flow. And so if you're feeling lack, then give, because that helps balance all that. And then the other thing for feeling lack too is if you focus on what you're grateful for and what you're thankful for, that also switches your energy into abundance, to where you're what you're grateful for will expand instead of what you're lacking. The lack expands. And like it says, you can't fool spirit and go, oh, I'll pretend that I'm thankful, but your heart, it has to be your heart that's doing it, right? Because all our thoughts, all our energy, it doesn't lie. It knows what it's going to do. It expands whatever it's focusing on. So you can't be looking over here and saying you're looking over here, because we see where you're looking. So, all right. Next, we're going to move into the suit of the swords, and that's the element of air. So this is your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. And so this will be what your mental adventure is going to, what the creator wants you to know about your mental adventure in the month of November. So for our Sagittarians, what do you want them to know about their mental adventure? Okay. Now, Eight of Swords. Saka's talking about this is this awareness that comes about what thoughts and beliefs you have that are binding yourself, that are blinding yourself, because we're the ones that do this. And so I was talking about, our thoughts and our beliefs are what are impacting us. This is the card saying, yep, this is a huge awareness that comes to you face to face in there. And I love how the Revelation Tarot that this deck has the opposite. It's like once you see that, you've freed your arms and you've freed the blind, and now you see things clearly. You understand, and you don't feel restricted. In fact, I'm going to leave this upside down so that we see that you have this freedom that comes. This is the new energy that you have. You're not feeling bound by all these expectations from the outside world, because you're seeing things higher. And that wisdom that's coming from it is allowing you to see those limiting beliefs, those things that have been keeping you feeling small, those blocks that you've had, whether it was someone telling you something when you were younger, you'll never amount to much, or you're stupid, or whatever those, opinions that were mentioned to us that we took on as our own. Forgive yourself for taking on those opinions. You didn't know any better back then. You're a child. You were, didn't know any better, that you had a choice of what you take on as your truths, and that everyone has their opinions, and you don't have to allow it to be yours. So this is a beautiful release there. I'm just going to take a quick sip of coffee here. All right. I love it, though. So this is definitely a freeing feeling. And that's really where I think this abundance comes from, too, is this release of these old thoughts and beliefs. We're also going to pull a card here from the numerology deck. And this is just also going to represent what the Creator wants you to know about your beautiful mental adventure for November. All right, Creator, what else? What else do you want our Sagittarians to know about their mental adventure in November? Okay, this is the one right here. Yeah, go figure. Spiritual career. I love this. So definitely, as you're connecting, you're understanding that you can have I know this card really focuses on more of it being like you're having a career in spirituality. And I'll read from the book here, and it'll mention the different kind of areas to consider. But I also get intuitively from this card that whatever career you're in, whatever you desire, however you decide to express unconditional love to the world, you can do that in any career, because what makes a career spiritual is when you bring spirit into it, right? So you could be a supervisor, and you could be bringing that spirit of unconditional love into your job, and people will be like blown away by your management abilities, because you're going to show such care for your employees. You're helping them, making their dreams come true. You're helping them focus and, cut away these thoughts and these beliefs about themselves, allowing them to see it. And just by how you're living as an example, and then also you are coaching them, you're supervising them in the external world, giving them all these little tidbits, planting these seeds. And so you can do that, and you can impact the world and blow away, the company you're working for. And you can even go beyond and, have these social groups that you're involved in of, managers, and sharing, ways to do it. And so you impact other managers who impact other people. I mean, do you see how your spiritual career doesn't need to be spiritual, but that you can make any career spiritual? Okay. And it says this card indicates an opportunity to embark upon a career in the mind, body, spirit arena. And this could be a full-time or part-time venture. It's entirely up to you. You may already have the credentials to begin this work now, or you may require further study before you're ready to start. Whatever the situation, this card is confirmation that you have genuine talents and abilities to be put to good use. You may decide to work as a clairvoyant, a life coach, a homeopath, or healer and see clients from your home. Or you might try your hand at being a card reader, a numerologist, or astrologer at your local mind, body, spirit fair. You may choose to be a writer of inspirational books or blogs, or conduct workshops in the community. Regardless of what you do and however big or small the scheme, you can turn it into a career with the potential for success, right? In order to improve your current situation, you're being asked to adjust to and harmonize with the natural rhythm and cycles of your life, cycles that are leading you to embark upon a spiritual career. Only you can know when the time is right, but no matter what, you must believe you will succeed. Remove the limiting beliefs that are preventing you from moving forward, right? Release your anxieties and trust in the divine. When you focus on being of service rather than your worries, your doubts, and fears, the universe will send you opportunities to serve. So the affirmation for this card is, I serve the greater good and am given all that I need. So everything we've been talking about. Okay, and lastly, we move on to the suit of cups. And cups is the element of water, and that, of course, is our emotions. And so this is going to be what the Creator wants you to know about your emotional adventure during the month of November. Are they really wanting to talk? So let me just finish shuffling here. All right, Creator, so for our Sagittarians, what do you want them to know about their emotional adventure? Yeah, there we go. Yep, and you have the Six of Cups. Six of Cups is kind of called the nostalgia card, and you can kind of see just sitting back, thinking about all these cups that you've lived through, all the past emotions that you've expressed and experienced. And what's great about that is, you know, when it's tied to this Eight of Swords especially, because our thoughts and our emotions develop this strong connection, our mind and our heart, right? Because we're actually feeling beings who think, and so when we initially have feelings when we're young, our brain creates a thought around that feeling because it wants to take care of our little self, our little emotional self, and goes, okay, how can we avoid that in the future? It creates these thoughts and these beliefs that end up binding us in and blinding us through praise and punishment, right? And so with this Six of Cups, it's like this reflective time where you're looking back over it and understanding them, especially with this new insight that you're getting from your higher self. And with that, it's very healing, because what happens then is, you know, folks around here, it becomes woohoo! You're awake, you understand, you see things, you understand that when people were acting a certain way around you, and either, you know, the actions towards you were either verbal or physical, whatever those external actions were, they really had little to do with you at all. And when you have this stability, you know, we're talking about here in this higher perspective, this intuition, you suddenly realize, oh wow, when you go back to visit a memory, you see it as this stronger, powerful being watching it as a third party, and you see that, you know, the villain in the memory, if it's a bad memory, you know, a bad memory, you see that that person was acting out of fear, and they were in fight or flight mode. It's like when you swim out to help someone who's drowning, and they end up hitting you because they're panicking, or they drag you under the water with you, you know, and you feel like, oh my God, they tried to kill me, or oh my God, they hit me, they hate me, you know, whatever story we attach to that situation is what we carry with us. But when you go back and you look at it later and go, oh my God, they, no matter who it was that was swimming out there, they were panicking, they were going down under with them, or they were going to get hit just like I was, and it wasn't personal, it wasn't something I deserved, and it wasn't about me, it wasn't about my worth and anything like that. So it's beautiful. Awareness comes, and this freedom comes from, you know, both as you release those thoughts and those beliefs, and then those emotions, you still keep those emotions, you just move it out of your energy field into a memory, kind of like you create a little photo album to look at it later when we're gone from this lifetime, to go, oh, I remember when I felt that. Ooh, that was so delicious when I felt abandoned, or I felt betrayed, or I felt whatever it was I felt, you know, those fear emotions we don't feel on the other side. It's like, oh, wow. It's a giant scratch and sniff book. It's like, oh, scratch that. Oh, that smells gross, you know. But I don't know why they had me say that. But so this is, you know, this beautiful transformation that happens. And then lastly, we're going to pull a card from the Angel Guide Oracle. And this can represent what else the Creator wants you to know about your emotional adventure. But since it's the last card for this reading, it's also going to be a wild card. It's going to represent whatever the Creator wants you to know for the month of November. All right, Creator. So for our Sagittarians, what else? What's your final message for this reading for them for the month of November, please? Okay, this is the one right here. And you have clear, cancel, and release. So, yeah, this is about what I was just talking about. And I'll read from the book here, but it is definitely about clearing those old ways of thinking and those memories and emotions. It says you're being guided to clear your life and energy of any negative or challenging people, situations, or events. It's time to release any old ideas, negative thought patterns, or even sarcastic comments you may be using to put yourself down. Angel wisdom wants you to recognize and realize the power of your words, your thoughts, and intentions. If you're saying something, even jokingly, about yourself that might have a negative effect on you, or express something you wish wasn't real, you're being encouraged to be more loving towards yourself. Angels are guiding you to clear, cancel, and release anything you no longer want or need in order to make more room for love, positivity, and peace. Yep, so definitely going to be clearing away these old thoughts, these old emotions that no longer serve you. They served you well for your experience up to this moment, but if you're ready to let them go, they are ready to go. Whenever you have a negative thought or say something you then wish you hadn't, you have the capacity to remove that idea or energy from your own energy by saying that powerful affirmation. Clear, cancel, release. Angels are ready and willing to help you clear anything that could be standing between you and inner peace. When you draw this card, you're also being encouraged to clear any clutter from your life. So if there is dust building up or stuff accumulating in your home, office, car, or anywhere else you spend time, clear it now. When you clear physical space, you clear psychic space. So making these simple changes will clear your energy and open you up to experiencing a sense of clarity and freedom. Love it. Clear, cancel, release, make room. Beautiful. I am loving this for you. I am excited to see what comes here with these new gifts and these expanding gifts. If you already are focusing on one, you're going to be going to different levels. Really love it. You can make any career spiritual. So the possibilities are endless. They really are. All right. And just know as you're going throughout November that every second of every day, you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. I want to let you know, too, that, in addition to doing these monthly readings, I also do like weekly element readings. I do new and full moon readings by each zodiac sign and a boatload of other different readings throughout the month. So if you haven't done so already and you want to, make sure you're in the loop when the other readings come out, just make sure to hit the subscribe button there. And then when the little bell pops up, just make sure to click on the bell and you'll get notified of any new readings that I put out. And if you really like these videos, just give me a big thumbs up, and that just lets me know that you enjoy this type of video. So just know that I love you, and we'll be talking to you very soon, I'm sure. You have a wonderful November, and you take care.